Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So now I'm going to solve question number 2 of weekly contest 469, split array with minimum difference. Right, so in this problem you are given an integer array nums and we have to split the array into exactly two subarrays, left and right, such that left is strictly increasing, right, and right is strictly decreasing. Right, so let's suppose this is my one array, right? So I have to break this array in two parts, right? So in the left side the array should be strictly increasing and in the right side array should be strictly decreasing. So this is one common point. So in this common point I need to check that before this my array should be strictly increasing and after this my array should be strictly decreasing, right? So from here one thing is clear, that all the array elements that I have, right, at all these array elements I have to check that maybe if at this point my array is strictly increasing before this and after this strictly decreasing, right? Okay, so if this is true, right, then that simply means that I split the array into two parts, right? That's the meaning of this line. So we have to split the array into exactly two subarrays, left and right, such that the left is strictly increasing and right is strictly decreasing. Then after that, once I split, then what we need to do, then we have to return the minimum possible absolute difference between the sums of left and right, minimum possible absolute difference. And if no valid split exists, then we have to return -1, right? What is subarray? A subarray is a contiguous non-empty sequence of elements within an array, and array is said to be strictly increasing if each element is strictly greater than its previous one, right? If exists. An array is said to be strictly decreasing if each element is strictly smaller than its previous element. What do you mean by this keyword strictly? That simply means that after 2 3 should come for strictly increasing. It's not like after 2 again 2 comes and then 5, then you are not going to say it strictly increasing. It is increasing order but not strictly increasing. For strictly increasing 2, then after that there is no element which is equal to this 2. That's the meaning of this line. Now if you see this example number 1, so we have this nums array, right? So here I can write it like this: 1 3 2. So here if I see strictly increasing, so here I'm going to set it true, right? And yeah, 3 is greater than 1, true. Then 2 is not greater than 3, false. So this is for strictly increasing, right? Same way for strictly decreasing, I'm going to create one prefix type array, right? And in decreasing, uh, what we need to do, so first this is 2, right? So here first element I'm going to set it to true, then after that 3 is decreasing, no, right, it is increasing, right? So here I'm going to set it to false and the rest it will automatically remain false only, right? So here true, and once I encounter any false I don't need to check anything here. True, and once I encounter false I don't need to update anything here, because by default in Java if I create one boolean array, right, so by default values are set to false, right? So that's why as soon as I encounter first false or first value in which true is not there, I'm just simply going to break, because automatically false is going to be there. So now this is good, right? Now here if you see this in this example, right, so here if you see this particular number, right, so here one more thing here. See, this is wrong, right? So here strictly increasing I'm finding, right, and then after that I'm finding strictly decreasing, right? So in strictly increasing 3 should be greater than 1, right, like this. But in strictly decreasing 2, and next element, the here element, it should be true now, not false. So here just correct it, it should be true, right? This should be true. And before that 1 is greater than 3, no, then it is false. So this is done, right? So now here once this is done, right, then after that what I need to do here, I need to check all the elements one by one. So can I break my array here? Can I break my array here? So let's see if I can break my array here. So 1, right, like this, right, 1 here, and in this side we have 3 and 2. Yes, because if I break my array like this, so if you see in this side elements are increasing order and in this side decreasing order, right? So that simply means that this is a valid scenario. So if this is valid, then the left sum is 1, right, and the right sum is nothing but 5, so absolute difference is 4. Done. Now can I break my array like this? let's see, can I break my array like this? So here 1 3, and then in this side we have 2, right? So here if you see this, right, so here 1 3, it is an increasing order, right? This complete 1 3, and 2 only one element, so yes, this is also valid, right? So here 4 minus 2, 2, right? Absolute difference is 2, right? So the minimum difference, absolute difference is 2 here, so that's what we need to return, right? So now how this is playing a role, right? Here I'm writing true, true, false, and here I'm writing false, true, and true, right? So here you have to see just one thing here, like if I split, can I split based on this? So if you see, so here the value is true, this value is always going to be true, and after that we have to find out the decreasing order. So I will check this, so until here it is true, that's it means good. Same way if I split here, I'm going to check this, right? So this is the result of this side, and here I will check true, that's it means the result of this side, that's it. So this is how it is going to play a role. So like this I'm checking here, right? So here if you see this example number 2 1 2 4 3, so now again we will do the same thing, right? Increasing order, so increasing order true, increasing true, increasing true, then this is false, right? Same way for strictly decreasing, so this element here true, and 4, right? We need bigger element, so true, then after 2 is smaller than 4, then here it, I don't need to do anything, these values are automatically false. So here see, this and this split is not possible, right? No, this and this split is possible, right? Here, so here true and here true, split is possible, so 1 2 and 4 3. So now absolute difference is 4, right? Now after that, split is possible here, true, true, yes, split is possible, 1 2 4 and 3, yes. So here absolute difference is 4. After that, no, that's it. So this is done, right? So this is done, and that's it. So a minimum absolute difference we need to return, that is 4. Now same way here, example number 3, 3 1 2 4 increasing, this 2 I will take, and then false, no, no, because values I need in increase order, so I don't need to check and further, it just automatically false. Same way for decreasing, right? So 2 is, I'm going to set it true, and then I need bigger value, but it's not there, false, it will automatically false. Now here true, true, this not there, it's not there, that's it, right? I can't check this, because if I check this, then there is no element here. So that's it. So here I'm returning -1, so no valid split exists, so the answer is -1. And these are the constants, nums dot length and right. So now I'm moving to code part, right? So if you guys are clear, right, so you can try solving this by yourself first. Create this boolean array, right, in which you store the values like true, false, right, for strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. Then check all the elements one by one, and if you find any valid condition, then do the sum. You can store the prefix sum also, right? So here for prefix sum, what you can do, until here prefix sum is 1, 1 plus 3 is 4, until here you have 6. So this is how we calculate the prefix sum, right? Now if you are splitting your array like this, so now it is very easy now. Until here you have sum 4, right? And in this part, what is the total sum? You can simply do it like this now, 6, right, minus 4. So you are going to get the sum in this part, that is 2, right? Let's see some bigger example here. So 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10. We have solved many problems actually like this, right? So now if I'm splitting it like this in between, right? So until here sum is 3, that is done. Now in this part, what is the sum? So 10 is the overall sum until here 10, and from this just subtract this 3, 10 minus 3 is 7, so we are going to get 7, that's it, right? So this is how we need to do. Now let's see the code. So n is nothing but nums dot length, and prefix you are taking, and prefix sum you are going to calculate, right? So prefix sum, this is how we calculate. Prefix 0 is sums of nums of 0, and from 1 I'm starting, and prefix of I is nothing but prefix of I minus 1 previous element plus nums of I. So this is how I'm going to get prefix sum. Then I'm going to check if strictly increasing. Strictly increasing, we need to check from left. So I'm creating this is increasing, right? by default all the values are set to false, and initial value I'm going to set it to true, right? And from 1 I have to start. So if nums of I value is greater than nums of I minus 1, right, then I'm going to set it to true. So here you can write solve problem like this, or you can do one thing here. If you don't want to write like this, you can simply remove it and you can change it to true, right? And you can just change it, delete it, and you can write it like this break. So this will also work, because by default values are false, right? You can write it like this. So here if nums of I value is greater than nums of I minus 1, then true. And as soon as I encounter first wrong value, right, where nums of I is not greater than nums of I minus 1, I will break it, because by default all the values are set to false. Same way here, strictly decreasing, check from right. So we have to check from right. So here first value I'm going to set it to true, and then the previous value should be greater than nums of I is greater than nums of I plus 1, right, previous value. So I'm going to set it to true. So here you can simply change it to true, and else you have to just simply break it, or you can keep it as it is, your choice. So this is what I'm doing, right? So once I calculate this, right, then I have to find out the minimum difference. So here I'm taking the max value, and boolean found is equal to false, right? Then I am checking here, int I is equal to 0, I is less than I minus 1, I plus plus is increasing I and I plus 1, these two, right? If both are true, then I am setting found to true. Then left sum prefix of I, right sum is prefix of n minus 1 minus prefix of I. So this is how I'm going to calculate, and mean difference I'm updating here. So here in the end I will just simply do, if we have found some value, if it is found, then mean difference I'm going to return, otherwise I'm going to return minus 1. That's it. So this is our code, right? So I hope that you guys are clear with question number 2 of weekly contest 469. If you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.